On 18th August 1945, what happened in Taiwan that was a significant event in Indian freedom struggle? And that, no, this one alone, no, we're not passing. Just this round, we're not passing. Okay? If we have time later, we will do a polling, right? So the critical event was, at that point, India was still having problems. When the Indian National Congress was still having problems because of Subhash Chandra Bose. Okay? So what happened on 18th August 1945 was Subhash Chandra Bose's plane crashed in Taiwan. That's what happened. There was a protest against the arrest of Dr. Satyapal and Dr. Saifuddin. How do we know this event better as? On 13th April 1919, there was a protest against the arrest of Dr. Satyapal and Dr. Saifuddin. How do we know this better as?
Chandrasekhar Azad shooting, there was a trial for Chandrasekhar Azad.
No. It is Jallianwala Bagh. So the protest was Jallianwala Bagh. Who was the last Viceroy of India who handed over the reins of a young nation to Nehru?
We'll wait at 30.
So yes, they got the answer right. It is Lord Mountbatten. Team 4, how much are you going to bet? 20? Okay, they're going to bet 20. Okay. 20 worthy question. What is the poet Narsin Mehta's claim to fame in the context of the freedom struggle? What is the poet Narsin Mehta's claim to fame in the context of the freedom struggle? No, actually, he wrote Vaishnavachan. Venkata, how much are you going to bet? Alright, this team is going to bet 30. This I would consider easy. Which freedom fighter died during the signing of the Tashkent Agreement in 1966? Okay. Which freedom fighter died during the signing of the Tashkent Agreement in 1966? By the way, they never proved how he died, just saying. So this was Tashkent Agreement after India-Pakistan. Everything is a mystery. Alright. Okay. Which freedom fighter cum politician made popular the Karakul hat? Okay? The spelling for this is Qarakul. It comes from a particular part of the world, right? It's called the Karakul hat. Okay? Which freedom fighter cum politician made this hat popular? At a later date, we don't know this anymore as a Karakul hat, we know it as something else. Alright, next team. I guess ready? How much? Alright, next team is 20. Karakul is actually a part of where it's an Afghanistan-Pakistan border area. Yeah. Indian origin, still valid. Okay. Next question. You guys get 20, right? Okay. Great. The Simon Commission of 1928 was not well received in India, and this triggered something called the civil disobedience movement. The civil disobedience movement itself, the catalyst, was the death of this freedom fighter during the anti-commission riots in Lahore. So basically what happened was Simon Commission came in, we didn't like the Simon Commission, people were protesting around the country, right? But it became really big because of the death of this one person in Lahore. Okay, this is a very interesting question, right? So, what organization owes its credit to a poem called The Old Man's Hope? It was written by a guy called A.O. Hume, right? This is an organization that owes its credit to the poem The Old Man's Hope. No, it's not anti-business organization. Believe it or not, this is 1886. This led to the creation of Indian National Congress. Alright, how much are you spending? 30 points, alright. Okay, so this question has, I need 2 answers for this because it is that simple. Okay? And you guys are perfectly dressed for this. How about that? To be fair, they are actually going to get to give me 2 answers. Everybody gets only 1 answer, 2 answers. And there is no half points for this, right? I need both answers. Okay? Where did 30? David 30. Okay? Where did Gandhiji's Salt Satyagraha, the Dandi March, right? Where did it start and where did it end? I need both. You give me 1, not okay. I need both. The answer right. So here is the beauty. The answer was in the question. It started in Sabarmati Ashram and it ended in Dandi. They are not the same place. They are 2 different places. Right? So it's called Dandi March because it was going to Dandi and it did start in Sabarmati Ashram. So you had the answer but you didn't have the answer. Stop. How many gold medals did India win in the 2012 London Olympics? How many gold medals did India win in the 2012 London Olympics? Wrong answer. The answer is 0. Okay? Alright. Which Indian sportsperson's autobiography was titled Unbreakable? It also served as the material for a movie. Which Indian sportsperson's autobiography was titled Unbreakable? It also was the basis for a movie. Name the youngest state in India. The youngest state in India. Yes, correct answer. 20. Okay. Which city or town in Ladakh district was the center of the most recent Indo-Pak war? Which city or town in Ladakh district was the center of the most recent Indo-Pak war? Want to take a shot? No? Okay. Name the mythical bridge that connects India and Sri Lanka and has been this seat of controversy. Go ahead. Yes, right answer. Ram Setu Bridge. Next, how much you guys get bet? 30? Alright. They're going to bet 30. Okay? Okay. Guys, a little bit of silence, please. I think pretty much everybody has known something or the other, right? He graduated from IIT Kharagpur. His first job was at Tata Steel. He won the Magsaysay Award for his work titled Parivartan. The name of his work is called, well, the project is called Parivartan. Graduated from IIT Kharagpur. First job was at Tata Steel. Who are we talking about? Alright. Which Indian language newspaper has the largest circulation in India and one of the largest in the world? Which Indian language newspaper has the largest circulation in India and one of the largest in the world? Yes, it is jargon. This is the Danic jargon. Only one to have won the World Championship in tournament mode, match mode, knockout mode, and rapid time controls mode. This is pretty much. I mean, there are only two people who have done this, and there's only one Indian. Yes, it is. Long used, recently discovered variety of Indian pepper found in Assam has the highest rating in the Scoville index. Yeah, it is Bhujalo. Yeah. Vinod Kavli, Sachin Tendulkar and many more stars at Shivaji Park in Dadar, Mumbai. Correct. Ramakant Achrekar. In, I believe, 1965, between India and New Zealand, S. Venkatragavan set a record. Okay? In the Delhi test between India and New Zealand, in 1965, S. Venkatragavan set a record. What was the record? Again, it's a test match. Here's the thing, with questions that you don't know, take a guess.
Duck in both innings?
No. But so once it passes, I'm just going to give you a shot to answer. There's no time or anything. Just go take a shot. No.
10 wickets in the match.
No.
Youngest player.
What are they saying? We can't hear.
What's that?
We can't hear their answers.
Okay, actually I have to move it with you. So, you know, I will give him the answer, right? He did take all the wickets in one inning. Okay? You were right, so I know what it is. So what he did was he took all the wickets in the first innings.
No, that was not right. 10 wickets in the match, right?
No, yeah, that's what I said. It's okay. I know what he was trying to say. So, Nilesh Kulkarni, right? Nilesh Kulkarni, bowler, achieved the record that, believe it or not, no other better Indian bowler has achieved till date. Okay? This was against a game against Sri Lanka. Nilesh Kulkarni achieved the record that no Indian bowler has achieved till date. Again, if you don't know the answer, take a shot. That is correct. He took a wicket on the first ball. The reason why it's cheating is on his the only Indian to have taken a wicket on the first ball of his debut game is Nilesh Kulkarni. Nobody. This one, the 2015 World Cup match between West Indies and Zimbabwe. Right? Now, Chris Gayle and Samuels broke an Indian record. What was the record? They broke the record. No.
He broke highest wicket partnership by Tendulkar and
That is correct. So, actually, well, you know what? I will give you 5 points. The difference is it is not Tendulkar. It is Ganguly and Dravid, but that is not the question. They broke the record. They broke the record for the highest wicket partnership. That is correct. Who resigned his job at Air India to take up a post of Vice President at India Cements? Find his job at India to become a job as Vice President at India Cements. Alright, next question. What was originally started in 1934 as the Cricket Championship of India? That is correct. Ranji Trophy. What is the difference between Ranji Trophy and Duleep Trophy? Now, if somebody doesn't give a better response, they can. I want the right answer. Just be talking.
Ranji is between the individual actors like Bombay and but Duleep is between the central south zone, which is the part winner from the teams, etc. from the who went. Yeah. And eventually they find
Now, 20 years. So,
Is that a better?
So, Ranji Trophy is between states or cities like Bombay and Maharashtra and things like that. Where Duleep Trophy is zonal championship.
that's what we
So,
said.
South
that's what everybody said. So, anybody else here? Do you have a better answer?
Ranji is between the states, state of where the teams are. Duleep is between
No, the question is what? That is why. I need a clarity in what Ranji is.
Ranji is between all the, there are teams, state teams or railway or other teams where they play the cities Ranji Trophy. Duleep is between the Ranji winner and the rest of the players.
No. Do you want to take Shaka?
State, but it zones the
No. Those not true. I will give them 5 points. They set the scene. I don't think anybody all of you refined. So here is the clear difference, right? So Duleep Trophy, everybody got it right. It is between zones, right? Ranji Trophy, there are 3 types of teams that qualify for Ranji Trophy. You can be a state team, you can be a city team, or you can be a club in the case of railways. So all of you gave the first national professor of independent India. He made his debut as an actor with Yadon Ki Barat. Started writing under the pseudonym Bhanu Simha. Okay, first clue. Started writing under the pseudonym Bhanu Simha. Take a shot, otherwise we'll go to the next clue. Okay, alright. In response to Jallianwala Bagh, he declined knighthood. Got a third clue? Third clue. Yes, go take one guess. No, next clue. There is no negative by the way, you can't take it. He also wrote the national anthem for Sri Lanka. Yes, it is Rabindranath. Real job was a conductor in Bangalore Transport Service. His father originally named him Inkilab. No. Second clue. He started his career by narrating Mrinan Sen's Bhuvan Show. I guess I call it Bhuvan Show. Bhuvan Show. He narrated Bhuvan Show, Mrinan Sen's Bhuvan Show. That was second clue. Let me guess quickly. No. It's late. Third clue. He won his first national award in 1990. No. Answer. Anybody guess?
Amitabh Bachchan.
Yes, Amitabh Bachchan. He gave me the answer. You guys are talking. See, no, you gave me the answer. So I said, anyone else? See, no, I know he was guessing.
You also get after
One guess first. That's why I said I was waiting for you to say. I want to move quickly. He started his career as a copywriter doing ad captions for Ogilvy and Mather. Second clue. His first book was a science fiction work called Grimus. Third clue. Alright. He had a guest appearance in Bridget Jones' Diary. No idea. Alright. Anybody guesses? Yes, it is Salman Rushdie. Alright, no points. Alright, next thing. Alright, first clue. He started his career as a cartoonist for the Free Press Journal in Mumbai. No. Second clue. He was an admirer of Hitler. Finish the same number of points you have. He was an admirer of Hitler, right? And said, India needs a dictator who will rule benevolently with an iron hand. No. No. I got the next one. His funeral was only the second funeral that was allowed to be held in public in Mumbai after Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Yes, it is Bal. Everybody please be quiet. Hero. Quiet please. This is remarkable. Yes, that is true. It is easier when I know the answer. Yes. It is frustrating when... No, the question is, when your turn comes... Nikon. Canon.
That is not Indian.
Aqua. Time. Okay, hang on. Please, everybody stay quiet. You are welcome, not you. Rest of you, you can choose to ask the audience. You're not audience. Okay, alright. So I'm guessing no guesses. So she wants to guess.
Yes.
Yeah, 3 words after cycle. From camera.
She actually did a very good job. A very good job. Okay, the reason, okay, I'm guessing no answers. Okay, the camera she was showing was SLR. The first one is BSA. BSA is large. There you go. Good job. Thanks, now.
Put it directly on.